Yep, and pressure builds diamonds, and that's what Adam's going for right here, rushing forward to the back line. A bit of a flying sentinel over there, trying to get around the valley bot. ChopperMag is close to capturing. Ground Zero don't want to give it to them yet. They're going to keep that contest alive. Skittles on the high ground bubble action, making it happen. Give us sustain where there is pain. Revsy driving forward on the Mantis, got a straight for Skittles with a clean pick there.
Absolutely amazing work coming up on Revsy. Huge aim and everything coming out, and that was massive. ChopperMag now with one less player, losing control of the point. Nobody still has capped it just yet. ChopperMag was so close, but only hitting about like 80% of the way there, so they were about to cap it. But Ground Zero have turned things around, and they're contesting strong. But I mean, Skittles is surely back now, and things are back sitting at a 6v6. Looking at the ultimates, maybe Salvation and Alice could bring out the Zen, was it Zen diagram? What do you call it?
Oh, wait a minute, there's a whale on that screen. Lou taking out Bobo right there. Big picks, perfect clears with a nice BRB beacon, bringing them back. But the Jeff Scoops! The Jeff Scoops. Skittles saves the team, I believe. Where are they going? That's where the team. Wait, what? Wait, what am I witnessing this? Holy, that's a 4K from Skittles on the Jeff. Oh, they absolutely do right there. Gives them a good 30% lead and a lot of tertiary power here to be able to get some value. But speaking of value, Bobo in the skies, Galactic Legend, just gunning them down right now, trying to make it happen, get the value they need, but it's going to be matched by Lou on the normal speeds and takes out Bobo in the skies. That is the anti-air arsenal that can come from the absolute Submariner right there. Big squid action as well, making it happen. Luna's hitting the fate of both worlds. That's right, that's going to be dancing coming out from Netra. A boundary matches the pace from Salvation here, and Sustain is just pouring into both teams.
Yes, so much sustain coming through. Out comes the boundary and also the psionic seduction from the Atom. Bobo manages to get Netra. Massive pick coming up from ChopperMag, being able to take out one of the strategists, but there is more coming though from ChopperMag. They're not done yet. Freedom charge from Zenstar and going into the back of this Ground Zero to try and do more damage, but they're going to still stay alive. To sustain from a triple savage lineup is huge. Of course, Netra is skating her way back as fast as they can, and out comes the amplifier from Chatic, and that's all they need. ChopperMag clean up a triple for Skittles.
Even though they retreated, looks like they're going to have an opening because the portal is up from Adam. It's going to be an absolute maul in action. Hold on a second. I think Duke's not letting him go through the portal. The Monster Hulk is holding the gate right there. They do manage to go through the portal. Looks like everybody's going to scoop on up and get into action right there. Boundary set up as well from Alice. Is going to give GZ sustain on the point right there. Bobo's landing shots, trying to get an angle. Has the Galactic Legend when they need. Going to try and go around the flank here at a bit of an angle. And they do have an opportunity here. They could shred the back line out. It's a big scoop right there. Skittles does manage to get one inside.
He only gets one and Hogs though cancels it, takes out Skittles, and Sari also falls. ChopperMag are falling one by one, but Patrick does provide Skittles with a BRB beacon. Bobo though gets taken out, and with that, Ground Zero do manage to take things back in overtime, and they start the long climb from 0% and try to reach that 99% that ChopperMag has already claimed.
Now that is a lot of good timing right there for Ground Zero. They only used 2, maybe 3 ultimates to get that fight win and get point contention back for them. So now it's all going to turn out if ChopperMag can just build up their capabilities again to take it back. They can be patient. They got time. They got 80% to work with. They do have that lead to 99. All they got to do is win one fight, and ChopperMag takes his first round here on domination. But we'll see what they really want to go for here, because right now I'm seeing an angle, and they're focusing right now on the more squids, the loose squids, seeing if they can just nullify some of those larger cooldowns so that Ground Zero don't really get an opening to try and attack.
Yeah, of course, any opening could be important for them as Grub nearly takes down the Hulk, but instead it's going to be a Monster Hulk coming out from Hulk, as they now smash all over the ground. Shield coming up from Salvation, the boundary to keep everyone sustained and alive. 50% and counting, Ground Zero are getting closer and closer, but of course, it's going to be a difficult fight. Ivo Komodo does claim Salvation, but Salvation comes back with a BRB beacon, and the fight continues on in an even 66 setting. Out comes the CYA ultimate from Pethage.
And there it is, an absolute blitzing coming through from the Psionics from Duet. And that's going to take a double KO. That's going to be another 2 down. Overtime's ticking off. All of GZ are down. ChopperMag cap it back at 100%. And they do take the round here on Celestial Husk, which does mean, you know, they claim the Codex for now. And we're going to go to the hand and see how things turn out. pushing him back into a corner, but Zensari's just there in that same corner with the pressure of Captain America. But they hold him down. Ground Zero is very sustained. They're only down natural for now. Blue took a bit of damage, survived, but then Adam takes out Zensari right there. Big value coming in for ChopperMag. Big choke slam. They're utilizing their boundary as well to keep him sustained, but it's a run out, and they're gonna have to force Sonic to try to counter the Galactic Legend coming out from Bobo. But is it enough? And I think Skittles is going for a big time.
Yeah, he is. Skittles is going for it. Not sure if they managed to get anyone, though. As we have Patrick now using the CYA to try and amplify all the people around him, and is doing quite a bit of work. Look at the damage came out from Duet, who is full charge as well. Hulk's now going once to Hulk to stay alive and do something miraculous as ChopperMag approaches overtime. 99% overtime has been triggered, and sorry, going in with the Freedom Charge, trying to force everyone from Ground Zero back to try and claim this point and claim victory on this first map. ChopperMag doing so much damage, it's looking like it's gonna happen. Only a couple people are touched and go from Ground Zero. Out comes the last ditch effort from Atlas, pushing out the invisible boundary. And Jeff, though, it's Jeff time. Trying to find multiple members, it's looking good. Able to eat only one, but the undefeatable coming out from Red Team, maybe to turn this to Ground Zero.
Right now, it looks as though they're trying to exhaust all of the Ground Zero ultimates. So much so that Hogs is going to have to portal back in to keep the team sustained. But instead, Bobo's going to go full mark right here, hitting the Galactic Legend, taking out Revsy. Adam does take perfect in return. Trades are going out 1-1 on each side, trying to get the value. 99% is for ChopperMag. If Ground Zero walk off here, they're going to lose the map. They're going to keep it going, losing the skies under the more. Big plays right now. They take out Duet. They're pushing ChopperMag back there, slowly capturing it back. One by one, they do it. But, oh, you're right. Skittles does have a portal. Is it going to go off? Oh, they're enabling it. I do think Ground Zero clear the overtime and capture a point back.
Oh, this series, so good. So much pressure from Ground Zero right now. They have ultimates on hand, but they've already lost Netra. They've lost Atlas too. That's two strategists. Ground Zero have no strategists here. Like, this could be it.
At the moment, it does mean ChopperMag cap it back, and Zensari is absolute forward pressure with the full med of Captain America right there. Getting the value. Revsy goes down, overtime's ticking out, and ChopperMag do clear and take the entirety of domination. Celestial Husk is theirs. They do win their first map in this best of 5 series.
They do. ChopperMag win, and they win quite well. We've got to see, of course, Ground Zero do so much good work here in this series so far. Well, this one game, they looked really strong, and I really did like the Namor Gamma team up coming out. But I mean, Skittles did so much work on the jet. Well, ChopperMag are running the 2-2-2 actually. They're not 2-2-2 run triple at all. But I am so excited for this Angela gameplay to come through. Perfect go on Storm is going to be absolutely scary. But what is this kidnap? It's huge.
This is the team that actually brought out Triple back in stage 1, and even on the mid-season final stage, that's going to be that ChopperMag roster, but it looks like they're confident to counter the strategy that they brought into play. At the same time, it's a big Jeff Nader coming through. Big power coming through from Perfect and Skittles right there, and they're going to take out half of Ground Zero, but so much so that it's a 5k comic revival. Massive value right there. That keeps the fight going. They're going to get amped up by Revsy as well. They're going to go for a full-on brawl. Hogs hits the heaven fall, and they crash on down. But Zensari takes out Revsy and Lou. So much value pouring in from both teams right now. We're going to see a freedom charge as well from Adam to keep him sustained, but the numbers game is not in favor for Ground Zero, and I think ChopperMag is going to have enough sauce to be able to push it through, and more time is added to their bank.
Yeah, ChopperMag do cap. Ground Zero had the makings of something wonderful, though. We got to see Atlas give us a 5-player comic revival. It was absolutely beautiful. And then, you know, followed up with the CYA. I thought maybe Ground Zero could have held it there, but no. ChopperMag with Zensari's Heaven's Fall was absolutely gorgeous. Able to get so many members of Ground Zero and were able to eliminate them very quickly and succinctly, giving them so much time back here. Over 4 minutes for the second phase.
Absolutely right there, you know. But a 4-minute time back, it's going to dwindle down very quickly, especially when we're talking about this section of the map. Second section, midpoint of the rack is very hard to push. We're talking about 2 uphill sections and a pillar that blocks your path, and at the same time, a high ground balcony for the defending team to composite with. But at the same time, Perfect's trying to land some hooks and trying to displace Ground Zero. But Ground Zero is confident they can hold this high ground, dive in and out with Hogs on the Venom and get value where they need. But I can hear the marks of the Phoenix right there. Bobo is just absolutely farming, already ready for another Endsong Inferno. But instead, Lou's going to be the one to bring out the fire first.
What? get frozen. And out comes the boundary from Skittles as well to let ChopperMag push forward further as Zensari takes down Revsy. Goes for more, of course, but Lou Supernova does end without much of a bang coming out from round 0. But they're not able to hold the defense here as out comes Netra's Fate above Clouds. Going to be answered with Bobo, who's holding, waiting for a good time to be able to land it as long as possible to try and make Netra get taken out, and then comboed with their Meteor Duet, claiming the life of Netra. Something Duet does take down Revsy, so both of the Phoenixes have been traded out. Meteor going to be used from Duet to try to fight Lou, does and misses. Lou ducks and dodges and weaves out of the way. Supernova coming out from Lou, things to get nasty as outcomes with the invisible boundary to keep himself sustained.
I am ready to put on a show.
Oh, speaking of sustain, they're going in. They're trying to sustain an opportunity for themselves to stay in the defensive positions here. Absolutely, time is now climbing for them. It's going to be very tough. You can't take any losses here if you want to make it to the end of Araka. Rarely do teams actually take it to the end. But we'll see ultimately how it unfolds. Meteor M online. Skittles has the Fate of Both Worlds. Closer than ever is Ground Zero to their own Fate of Both Worlds, and even an Song Inferno of their own. But reality is, we're all waiting on a moment for both teams to act right now. Who's going to take that first fight? Bit of Panther action coming out from Petty. They do bait out the Fate of Both Worlds. Netra knows that in the blink of an eye, your team can disappear when the King of Wakanda is near, but you're going to have to make a move because Magneto is in the skies. That's Dunkmaster Duet going to land a shot. Doesn't get the combo, but it's a big Panther. That's right, the Royal Boss coming in from Petty, and Bobo's going to dance too.
And lots of damage has been dealt onto Ground Zero. 4 members have fallen. Lou and Netra, the last ones left, they inevitably fall as well. 30 seconds left. ChopperMag is making good progress. But will they be able to cap this entire map? It's such a big distance, and with the spawn doors right there, it's going to be a very much an uphill battle for ChopperMag to try and make sure that Ground Zero are not respawning in time to get Arako to the end.
It is right there. The question is, did the FBs get anybody as a pick? Atlas in the background taking out Salvation. They're chasing down the strat. Skittles is down. Duip is down. That's 3 down for ChopperMag. But who's left on the mark right there? Who's left holding it down? That's Lou on the Bucky action. Taking out Zensari. Big crunch coming through from Hogs. And Adam with a double K to finish out and take Vertig above it. That's going to stop the ChopperMag push for now. And a cheeky Spider-Man Duip is not enough to stall.
Yes, not enough. Spider-Man could not save the world for ChopperMag in this particular universe.
Pouring in from Ground Zero, but they're still holding defensively with the Guru lineup in the front, backed up by the Sorcerer Supreme. Speaking of the Supreme Sorcerer right there, Adam going to the high ground, chasing down Skittles. Big Eldritch Whip taking out Bobo, taking out the Jet, and Skittles follows suit. That's 2 down for ChopperMag. Their sustain is down the drain, but Salvation is still there, holding it down, and Boundary is online if they want to keep this still going, and it's going to go off from Salvation.
It is. It's going off from ChopperMag as they keep themselves sustained here on defense. So Atlas returns the favor with a Eternal Bond on the ground. And Bobo is on the way back. And they also have their strategist ultimate. Its gem is available. Skittles is only 8% away from the amplifier as well. We're going to start off with the gem. If they're able to eat anything big, as Revsy goes to try to survive against the Jeffo and also take down Bobo. No, Bobo provides with the PRB Legion, as Skittles doesn't get to use their amplifier in time, as Ground Zero goes hard with the move on the impact.
That is an impact right there. Massive value. Zensari is getting 10 seconds left right now. Does anybody get the value? Adam flies back from safety, almost getting speed off the map by Zensari. Clean save, and speaking of a save, that's going to be a boundary drop in forward from Salvation at the same time as Netra's Fate of Both Worlds. Both teams sustained, overtime's ticking off. Assemble, that's right, Freedom Charge is going off too, and everybody's going crazy as Freedom is pouring into both teams' backlines.
Hogs being able to keep the team alive for Ground Zero alive, but down comes the Heaven Fall from Zensari. It's massive, and a Bobo combining it with the big E. No time to get, they managed to get only a couple. But Netra does get taken out. Alice is finally back with the Eternal Bond to be able to sustain Ground Zero for a little bit and as much as they can. But Adam and Nessie both get taken out before it's able to do much good for them. Atlas dangerously low, tries to survive, dodge, and duck and weave in the mist. But it's going to be very difficult as overtime is ticking down. Ground Zero will get back in control again, but Lou and Atlas have both been taken out. ChopperMag has the advantage. They're so close to Cat and taking over the Araka as well, and they do it. ChopperMag win the second map.
2-2.
Yes, they do. They claim Araka here on Convoy. They're going to be very confident knowing that they've got their 2-point lead and all they got to do is win one more map to lock themselves into the finals for MRI OCE. The playoff stage, I'll tell you that. It's a good position to be in. Every team wants to be in this position. You know, one step away from a victory. But Freedom charges all round. Big Valley coming forward. 3 minutes climbing. They're just capping it. They're just capping it. Ground Zero's got to make moments right now. Got to get on there and start contesting. Get your ultimates going up. Get the action impactful. There it is in Starry on the double axe formation. Angela is still here, and I like what I'm seeing with the Iron Man. Just a lot of pressure pouring in, and speaking of pressure, it's building. It's enraging the Ultron in the skies right now, and it's going to be so much into the spear action as they take Netra out of the boundary, but it's not enough. Then sorry, taken out by Netra with the clapping from the Luna right there. Duep is getting somebody as well, taking out Hawks. It's going to be 1-to-1 on each side, taken down, but the value is there. It's coming forward from Duep, who's going to hit the absolute Psionic right now, and it's going to be matched with a big whale coming in from Lou, and it crushes down, taking out the Adam Warlock Pethic right there. Do they have Cocoon? Do they have the value to return? Skills is getting picks. Trade off the trade. Boba taken out by Netra. Big pick right there, taking out the Iron Man.
Pethic is going to be the calling the revive coming through. Salvation gets revived as well with Pethic. So Remedy takes him out. Skittle takes out another strategist as well, that of course gets revived by Pethic. So much damage came out from Remedy, but ChopperMag currently being able to counter it with the Karmic Revival, but of course Karmic Revival will end. So Skittles is going to bring Fate of both goals to keep ChopperMag alive and sustained. Lou's going to return the favor with Soul Resurgence. Ground Zero holding this defense strong. They've managed to get rid of a minute or so from ChopperMag, but of course they want to hold longer. They want to hold stronger. As now things are going to turn into a slow lull for a little bit with only... Wait, I lied. Ramsey gets taken out by Duep. Duep going hard on the high ground. I thought maybe with less ultimates available, things could go into a slow moment, but Ground Zero is being completely pushed back.
Everybody's trading ults, everybody's trading value, trying to get momentum. ChopperMag, but they're stalled by Ground Zero using their ultimate. The question is, who's got the deciding ultimate to start the fight, to wind it up? Ramsey's landing some big shots here, and the end song is online, but is it gonna fly?
Is it gonna fly? It's gonna be though the fatal focus of Netra flying instead. They're gonna be using the Karmic Revival, able to bring back two, but Skittles gets taken out as well. Also revived, of course. Netra now runs out of the fatal focus. So it's now Skittles' turn to bring on a show.
Finally online.
Yeah, I was about to mention that, Liger. Yes, Meteor is online for Adam. We've seen 2 cancels in a row coming out. Will Adam be able to land this? Hogs going in for the Feast of the Abyss, as well as Lee going in for the Supernova. Resi, though, takes him out. Resi doing so much damage on Ground Zero. And with that, Ground Zero are able to hold the defense quite a fair bit here. Looping on a 6-hour salvation. Ramsey finally taking down Skittles as well. Clean fight coming out from Ground Zero, and they still have 2 strategist ultimates. Atlas and Netra are online, but as you mentioned, the Meteor, I definitely want to keep my eyes out on Adam. Will ChopperMag cancel Adam's ultimate once more? Skittles, of course, can freeze, but there is no more Angela. It could get very hard. Speaking of hard, yes, he mentioned Phoenix and Tongue Inferno is available. Lose Supernova at 70% as well. Some of the ultimates online for both teams. First one is going to be the Karmic Revival from Pethic, able to bring back Sensari, Duep, and Skittles. And so ChopperMag are still pushing forward. Grid is going to use a Strangling Prison. I'm not sure how many he got able to kidnap though, as the shield from Atlas will keep the team of Ground Zero alive and sustained. The defenders are here to hold down the fort as long as possible. So many ultimates, so much time, little time left in the overtime situation. Rage of Ocean gets used by Lou, takes out Lou. Out comes a massive fight coming up from Salvation. Adam does his Meteor, but it won't find anyone. ChopperMag is still pushing forward.
Honestly, I'm seeing dividends paid off from that save on Ultron. Like there's so much firepower and sustain pouring in from Salvation all game long. It makes sense that they pushed to the end there with that pick. That was a pick not to let go through the bands, I'll tell you that. But I know they know how to get down and get boogieing, so we'll see if that opens up. But Gad's just going to play safely and actually going to go through the upper tunnel flank over here and try to take the high ground fight directly to ChopperMag's flank. But at the same time, Hogs is collecting information, wall running around, trying to find out.
Yeah, Lou trying to go for the flank, do some damage, finds the vanguards of ChopperMag, does a bit of damage to them, but they will be getting sustained from their strategists, of course. Ground Zero getting that different positioning from behind to try and get the high ground, of course. does mean that they're getting slowly and closer towards that first tick, but ChopperMag is still on point. Patrick does have Whale available. Maybe wanting to use it early here, but Atlas is going to be the first one to use the ultimate. It's the Invisible Boundary going to met by Salvation's Invisible Boundary as well. So Bobo goes in with a massive End-Song Inferno combined with the Whale. Massive.
Let's see if they can get the effective motion for themselves right now. Adam's got it online. Netra as well. Faded both worlds. Luke could go into the Supernova. A bit of exile coming out from Zed. Stops the momentum to start off, but we're still burning it up. Magneto Meteors in the sky. Goes and it doesn't connect.
Interrupt not able to get that meteor landed. Out goes the Feast of the Abyss from the Hulk to get into the backline. Finds a few people, but isn't able to get much damage off. Still no tick yet as ChopperMag holds on. There we go, first tick now achieved for ground zero. ChopperMag now contesting once more, putting their strategies there, but it's going to be Skittles now with the Fate of both worlds, but manages to dodge the meteor as well. Revy also ends up with further, doesn't find anyone. Will. Absolutely a massive Revy Lou both taken out. Bobo's Instant Inferno was also not needed for that combination. It was just the Whale. And ChopperMag hold the defenses. Down zero with one tick.
It is going to be another strong defense for ChopperMag. Ground Zero do have a chance to defend one last time, but this is an insane stagger on Netra. The entirety of Ground Zero is returning to the fight, and Netra is still 5 seconds behind. That was a big exile coming out from Zensai. Big stall as Netra tried to reset off the map. That's going to chug the time down quite a lot. This fight could be dragged on, and it definitely will be, considering we've got a boundary up from both Salvation and Atlas, which means we're going to get the Venn diagram action, but on top of that, it means that 30 seconds are left. There's no chance for them to try and go for a portal play here. They need to make it happen with the mark they have right there. Boundary could be online. They could build up to a whale of their own. Looks like Rose is collecting some information, seeing ChopperMag on the high ground for the defensive positions. Namor is sending the squids. That's going to be from Peptig and Lou at the same time, but they're both getting marked. Bobo and Revsy, the Phoenixes, are absolutely blitzing through those squids, absolutely cooking them up. But speaking of cooking them up, it's going to be a big meteor coming in from Duop. Is it going to crush down? And it does onto Netra. There's the Dunk Master back again. Skittles taking out Adam right there. It's going to be Adam down. The meteor down. The resets are flying in from Bobo. The flames are absolutely at the highest temperature right now. Duop takes out Adam. Hogs falls. That's going to be the timeout. That's going to be ChopperMag claiming Hall of Jalia.
Like they claim Hall of Jalia, they claim their third map in this best of 5, which means they claim the series and claim their spot in the grand finals tomorrow. We have confirmed one of our top 2 in the Marvel Rivals Stage 2 OCE, and that will be ChopperMag heading their way to the grand finals.
Heading their way. The glory right there. Salvation with the well-deserved MVP. Honestly, I know it was Invisible Woman on our screens, but it was definitely the Ultron that earned that.